And good evening, everyone, and welcome to the season opener for high school boys basketball here on YourLiveEvent.com. I'm Devin Kruger, and we welcome you to the Station 371 pregame show. Restock on food, fuel, and bait at locally owned Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Station 371 has bait and tackle, quality Centex gasoline, and is the only area fuel station with kerosene and off-road diesel. Station 371 in Pine River. An exciting night tonight, and for the Pine River-Backus boys basketball team, a long-awaited night as they finally open up the 2024-2025 boys basketball season. Tonight, they have the Menagha Braves in town, a traditional early season matchup between these two clubs. Out of section, out of conference, but still should be a great one. Here on the Station 371 pregame show, we'll give you the team comparison, go through a little of the history of this matchup. Plenty of history with these two teams. I didn't go back, of course, as far back as I could go, but definitely did some research on these two clubs as the Tigers open up the season tonight. It's game number 3 already here on the season for the visiting Menagha Braves. We'll have both coaches here on the pregame show, talk to them about their teams and coming into tonight's matchup, get you the starting lineups, all leading up to our tip-off, which right now is running about 5 minutes late. Really good, really competitive B-Squad game. Pine River-Backus got the win, 49-45. Last year's game was a really close one. We're hoping for a great one here tonight. Stick around, much more coming up. It is the Station 371 pregame show coming right up here on YourLiveEvent.com.
The PRB Boosters are happy to sponsor coverage of the Tigers. Like them on Facebook for events and fundraisers. The PRB Boosters could use your help. Be part of great events and fundraisers, all built to give back and present more opportunities for the students of Pine River-Backus schools. For information or to get started, email prboosterclub1.com. Meetings are the first Monday of every month at 6 p.m. at the school. Good luck, Tigers, from the PRB Boosters. The PRB Boosters are happy to sponsor coverage of the Tigers. Like them on Facebook for events and fundraisers. The PRB Boosters could use your help. Be part of great events and fundraisers, all built to give back and present more opportunities for the students of Pine River-Backus schools. For information or to get started, email prboosterclub1.com. Meetings are the first Monday of every month at 6 p.m. at the school. Good luck, Tigers, from the PRB Boosters.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
I've got a math question for you. When you add tolerance, subtract prejudice, and multiply efforts to treat one another with respect, what do you get? Less division. And school sports have it down to a science. Looking for an example of what can happen when we realize there's more that unites us than divides us? Look no further than high school sports in Minnesota.
This message presented by the Minnesota State High School League and the Minnesota Interscholastic Activities Administrators Association.
Back with you on the Station 371 pregame show. Devin Kruger with you here tonight as we take a look at these two teams coming into tonight's matchup. The Menagha Braves, 2 games under their belt. They enter tonight's contest at 0-2. They've struggled putting the ball in the hoop. They started off the season on Tuesday. A very busy week for Menagha. A 3-game week to start off the season. Tuesday night, they lost to Walker Hackensack Akeley 70-29, and they had their Park Region Conference opener last night, taking on certainly one of the favorite teams, I think, in the conference, the Pillager Huskies. Pillager was able to win 73-42. So just 29 and 42 points on the board through the first 2 games for Menagha and allowed their opponents into the 70s. Now, coming into tonight's matchup, these two teams had a very even game last year. Now, of course, Pine River-Backus, this is their season opener. They were supposed to start the year on Tuesday against Pequot Lakes. However, due to the Pequot Lakes football season, of course, and their run to the state tournament, they've moved that game back so that the Patriots basketball and football players, of course, could get into game shape and game mode for the winter sports season. So Pine River-Backus, this is the season opener. Last year, Menagha won the matchup. It was the season opener for PRB, 63-56, so a 7-point game. That win for Menagha snapped a 7-game losing skid to the Tigers. Menagha's previous win outside of last year, you had to go back to the 2014-2015 season for the last Menagha Braves victory. So Menagha trying to start a bit of a win streak. Of course, Pine River-Backus trying to flip that script back in their favor here tonight. Both of these teams struggled to put a lot of wins on the board last season. Menagha finished 8-19. Pine River-Backus finished 6-21. Both of these teams are back in action on Monday as Menagha will be back in Park Region action. They're going to be taking on, they're at home against Bertha Hewitt on Monday. For Pine River-Backus, they're going to hit the road on Monday, and they'll head to Swanville. That's how the teams compare coming into tonight's matchup. We're going to head to our coach interviews as coming up first, we will chat with head coach Corey Capan of the Menagha Braves, and then a chat with Jordan Ackerman, head coach for the Pine River-Backus Tigers. We will be back with more on the Station 370 pregame show right after this. You're watching high school boys basketball on yourliveevent.com.
Great people, economic viability, a wonderful place to live. Pine River, Backus, and PRB Schools. PRB Schools is a small school district with large district opportunities, providing activities and classes that involve students, making sure every student has everything to be successful. PRB Schools also offers a variety of community ed programs, a great way to learn new skills hands-on with others within the community, making connections with families, being involved with the community, becoming a community family. PRBschools.org. This year, Schrupp Excavating is celebrating 40 years of digging it right. With this milestone year, Schrupp Excavating wants to thank all of their past, current, and future employees and customers. They appreciate all you've done to help Schrupp Excavating become one of the most trusted companies in the Lakes area. For any excavation project, Schrupp Excavating will have your project done right and on time, serving Pine River, Backus, Pequot Lakes, and all the surrounding communities. Schrupp Excavating LLC, online at schruppexcavating.com.
Station 371 pregame show as joining us now, head coach for the Menagha Braves, Corey Capan. Coach, well, first of all, thanks for some time. Fun for us to be here for the season opener. You're in game number 3 already this week to start the year for Menagha. We appreciate some time.
Yeah, no problem. We a little different this year, having 2 full weeks of practice before we get games, and now it's just the onslaught of games and no practice. So we're ready to get into the weekend break here and lick our wounds a little bit and go from there.
Coming into tonight, you lost your first 2. Before we talk about the games in particular, Corey, coming into the season, an 8-win season last year, you're in your 3rd year as head coach. People can make assumptions looking at the roster, only a couple seniors, a few juniors. Take us through the makeup and some of those thoughts coming in with the guys you have for the Braves.
Well, we knew we were going to be a young team this year. A lot of inexperience at the varsity level, but we've got some good leadership there at the top and some good athletes in the underclasses, and I mean the kids are working their butts off and it's been fun so far. I mean, we've had a couple tough ones here to start the year, but we're really excited to get the game going tonight and into next week too. So
with the first 2 games and the losses you took, offensively there weren't a whole lot of points on the board. What would you say were the biggest struggles?
Well, we went up against Walker the first night, and they're really big and physical and athletic, and we struggled with their physicality on the ball and all over on the court really, and that we had to adjust a lot of shots, and it really affected us. And the same with Pillager last night. I mean, they've got 6'7" or 6'8" and 6'5" or whatever they go. I mean, they're huge, and we don't have that. So, and the physicality again.
Now join. We are back on the Station 371 pregame show. As joining us now, head coach for the Menagha Braves, Corey Capan. Coach, well, first of all, thanks for some time. Fun for us to be here for the season opener. You're in game number 3 already this week. Apologize for that quick mix-up. We'll just keep the interview rolling as I was looking to turn up the volume. You're watching yourliveevent.com. Here's Coach Capan's interview again.
Games, and now it's just the onslaught of games and no practice. So we're ready to get into the weekend break here and lick our wounds a little bit and go from there.
Coming into tonight, you lost your first 2. Before we talk about the games in particular, Corey, coming into the season, an 8-win season last year, you're in your 3rd year as head coach. People can make assumptions looking at the roster, only a couple seniors, a few juniors. Take us through the makeup and some of those thoughts coming in with the guys you have for the Braves.
Well, we knew we were going to be a young team this year. A lot of inexperience at the varsity level, but we've got some good leadership there at the top and some good athletes in the underclasses, and I mean the kids are working their butts off, and it's been fun so far. I mean, we've had a couple tough ones here to start the year, but we're really excited to get the game going tonight and into next week too. So
with the first 2 games and the losses you took, offensively there weren't a whole lot of points on the board. What would you say were the biggest struggles?
Well, we went up against Walker the first night, and they're really big and physical and athletic, and we struggled with their physicality on the ball and all over on the court, really. And that we had to adjust a lot of shots, and it really affected us. And the same with Pillager last night. I mean, they've got 6'7" or 6'8" and 6'5" or whatever they go. I mean, they're huge, and we don't have that. So and the physicality, again, especially at the guard position, they definitely know where the weight room is, and it's something that we're going to have to deal with all season. So
let's talk a little bit just so because you talked about you're really excited about this team and you've seen good things. What have you been most pleased with from your group so far?
Their work ethic. I mean, they've shown up starting last summer. We've had a good summer, and starting the first day of practice, we've had kids working their tails off. And the first night, we didn't respond in the second half the way that I expect us to. And last night, I mean, I know we lost by 30, but the kids kept fighting and working the whole game, and that's all I can ask of them. And they keep doing that, they're going to find success. So
you're taking on a Pine River-Backus team that you beat last year. In fact, it kind of snapped a pretty good losing skid for the Braves in this rivalry matchup. When you take from last year, what you bring back, what you know of Pine River-Backus, what do you expect on the floor tonight from the Tigers?
Length and athleticism. I mean, we play scrimmage and play them in tournaments all over the summer, and I know they return a lot of kids from last year. Well, I believe so. I know they graduated plenty too, but they're going to be long and athletic and wanting to run up and down the floor, and we got to be able to take care of the ball and counter their speed and athleticism. So
when you look at it, obviously the turnovers they're always a key, especially when you have teams that want to get in your face. What else do you think would be key factors if the Braves are going to come in here and get the win to start off and get the first win for you guys?
Yeah, taking care of the ball. The turnovers have killed us the first 2 games, and other than that, I mean, we got to do the job on the defensive glass. And same as every other game, if you give teams second, third, and fourth chances, it's gonna hurt you, and we got to do the job on the glass tonight.
Coach, we sure appreciate the time. Thank you for joining us. Good luck to you on the Braves tonight, Corey.
Thank you.
Corey Capan, head coach for the Menagha Braves, join us as we will break. More on the pregame as we get set for boys basketball right after this on yourliveevent.com.
Restock on food, fuel, and baits at locally owned Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Station 371 has bait and tackle, quality Cenex gasoline, off-road diesel, and is the only stop with #1 diesel. Make sure to stop by to wash off the sand and salt with their indoor car wash, open when the temp is at least 26 degrees. They'll hook you up with your fishing and hunting licenses too. Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Thank you for supporting local business.
And we are back on the Station 371 pregame show. Boys basketball opener tonight. Join us, Jordan Ackerman, head coach for the PRB Tigers. This is Menagha's third game. This is your season opener. You had one earlier this week moved. I can't imagine, Coach, as we thank you, of course, for joining us, that these guys are ready to get out here and start the season.
Yeah, they are ready. They're fired up. We had some good practices this week, and it's just going to be good to play somebody else and see how you look athletically, offensively, defensively, and nothing else. You can just hear them out there cheering already. They're just excited and ready to play. They've been waiting, so it's go time.
I talked to you earlier this week for our locker room program, our radio coaches show, and coming off the 6-win season, I know I asked about the guys you have back, going through the starting lineup, seeing the roster. There's certainly a number of names that had a lot of varsity time. What have you felt, especially over these last few days, to get ready for finally opening up the season? What have been the keys to hopefully start the season off with a victory and see what you want to see on the floor?
Yeah, taking the next step from our summer. We had some good turnout this summer. A lot of players played. Most of our players that played a lot of minutes last year played in the summer, so kind of taking some of those concepts and things we were trying to influence and improve on in the summer, and now playing where it matters. Every game matters now. Every possession matters. So just looking forward to seeing how they progress from the summer and from last year, and just keep the train rolling in the right direction.
From a 6-win season, what did you feel, because you have a lot of guys back, what were some of the key things that you felt have to improve to have a turnaround season for the Tigers?
I think offensively we needed to play faster. We have some kids that can really run, and they have good cardiovascular systems. They're just genetics are good, and they can run and run and run, and they can get up down the floor. We got some athletes. I think we're a lot more athletic than last year. Our shooting should be improved over the year too, and so if we can just get up and run. And the other thing was just defense. We kind of tinkered with a few different things last year defensively, and found out that isn't for us, and made some changes at the end of the year where I felt like it helped us a lot. So we're going to continue to roll with some of those defensive principles and pick up our pressure a little more. We'll continue to press and when we can, and just continue with those things that we found out worked better for our group.
Because it is game number one, I think coaches always expect to see a few hiccups here and there. With an experienced team, what are you most focused on in terms of execution on the floor tonight for your guys?
I think of just our offense. We're trying to be more creative, and I just want to see them flow in our offenses and not lag, not slow down and think about what do I need to do. Just kind of that continuity of playing with each other. Obviously valuing the ball. We improved a lot over the course of the season. So I think with our experience, we should have less turnovers at the start of the year. I think we're still going to turn the ball over, probably more than I'd like, but I'd like it to be less than it was last year, and I think that just comes with playing with each other and kind of understanding our offensive system, and so I would say those two things: just offensive continuity and just turning the ball over less.
You're starting the year with Menagha in town. They beat you last year, in a close matchup to open up the season, and they've got 2 games under their belt. Have you gotten a look at them in their first couple of games? What do you know of what the Braves bring tonight?
Yeah, we got to see them 2 games, and we played them a bunch this summer, so we're really familiar with each other. We know their best players. They know our best players. So I think we're able to formulate a game plan and try to stop their best players. Their number 11 is a real nice shooter and driver, and then number 2 is a nice player as well, younger, I think a sophomore. So they got some nice up-and-comers, and so we got a chance to see them plenty and scout them, and some guys went to their game the other day. So now with technology, it's pretty hard to hide from the scouting world, so I think we're all familiar with each other in some sense.
Well, we are very excited to be here for opening night for Tiger Boys basketball. As always, Coach, appreciate the time. Good luck, and we'll talk to you after the game.
Thanks for being here, Devin. We'll see you after the game.
Jordan Ackerman, head coach for the Pine River-Backus Tigers, join us as we take a break. More on the pregame coming right up. It's boys basketball tonight on YourLiveEvent.com.
Every Wednesday night at 7, watch the YourLiveEvent.com Coaches Show, presented by the Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation. Stay up to date with the latest goings-on in the region, as we'll hear from area coaches in North Dakota and Minnesota. Plus, we'll highlight area high school seniors and their achievements in the classroom and on the court with our Senior Spotlight. That's the YourLiveEvent.com Coaches Show, presented by the Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation, Wednesday nights at 7 on YourLiveEvent.com.
And welcome back to the Station 371 pregame show. Warm-ups just finishing up again. Close matchup last year. Menagha won 63-56. B squad tonight, Pine River-Backus wins a close one, 49-45. I asked the coaches, with both of them mentioning that they saw each other a lot over the summer, I asked, how did you fare? And both of them said it was pretty even. They'd win one, we'd win one, they'd win one, we'd win one. So we do, that all filters in to what we hope, again, is going to be a very fun matchup tonight as the Tigers wrap up the season. I also asked Coach Capan about if he was concerned about gas in the tank, being that they've had 2 games this week. It's the first week of the season, and this is their 3rd game. Played last night. They also play Monday and Tuesday next week, so really kind of an interesting gauntlet right out of the gate for Menagha. He actually did not seem too terribly concerned about the conditioning and the gas tank for his guys, which is hopefully for those Braves fans that are watching out there and here in attendance tonight. Pretty good crowd. Pine River-Backus girls are on the road, so the crowd is a little bit lighter, but it was kind of a she. He said he wasn't too worried about the gas tank tonight, so we'll see how this one plays out. They're going through the pregame announcements. Of course, here on the Station 371 pregame show, we'll get the starting lineups, and then, of course, our opening tip. As before they do that, it is going to be the national anthem, and we'll stick around and listen to that here, as this is boys basketball on yourliveevent.com.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
I've got a math question for you. When you add tolerance, subtract prejudice, and multiply efforts to treat one another with respect, what do you get? Less division. And school sports have it down to a science. Looking for an example of what can happen when we realize there's more that unites us than divides us? Look no further than high school sports in Minnesota.
This message presented by the Minnesota State High School League and the Minnesota Interscholastic Activities Administrators Association.
Great people, economic viability, a wonderful place to live. Pine River, Backus, and PRB Schools. PRB Schools is a small school district with large district opportunities, providing activities and classes that involve students, making sure every student has everything to be successful. PRB Schools also offers a variety of community ed programs, a great way to learn new skills hands-on with others. This year,
and now on the Station 371 pregame show, it's time for the starting lineups. Let's begin with the Menagha Braves. 0-2 on the season, head coached by Corey Capan in his 3rd year. For the Braves, they will start a 6'1 junior forward, Liam Day, a 5'9 sophomore guard, Chance Burtonen, a 5'11 senior forward, Jonas Lusty, a 6'1 senior forward, Carter Jetman, and a 6'2 sophomore forward, Wyatt Skoog. That's 2 seniors, a junior, and 2 sophomores for the Braves. Day, Burtonen, Lusty, Jetman, and Skoog. In fact, those 2 seniors, the only 2 seniors on the roster for the Menagha Braves. For the Pine River-Backus Tigers and head coach Jordan Ackerman, no heights or positions, but they have the grades. Starting for the Tigers, sporting brand new uniforms this season, like the stripes black and white down the sides. The Tigers will start junior Cole Oberfell, senior Tate Norman, senior Talon Villeneuve, junior Isaiah Ollie, and sophomore Isaiah Downey. For the Tigers, Oberfell, Norman, Villeneuve, Ollie, and Downey. Menagha in the white jerseys for tonight's contest as we wrap up the Station 371 pregame show. Restock on food, fuel, and bait at locally owned Station 371, your quality Scenic station right on the highway here in Pine River. And don't forget your hunting and fishing licenses. 3-man officiating crew is getting set to tip off for tonight's matchup. It's going to be Isaiah Downey and Carter Jetman. Here we go. Opening night for the PRB Tigers boys basketball game, and the tip is tipped by Ollie and controlled by Menagha. Pine River-Backus looking to put the pressure on, and the defense causes a turnover. Downey reached across, and it ricocheted off Wyatt Skoog. And, of course, Coach Capan said they have to keep the turnovers down, and they turn it over on their opening possession. Both teams looking to come out man-to-man defense. Tate Norman spins at the high post, drives and scores. Beautiful start by the senior Tate Norman as the Tigers grab the early 2-0 lead. Here comes that defensive pressure on the far side. Burton and lob pass, and they're stolen away by Villeneuve. Villeneuve picks up the steal. The kick out. Norman fakes the three. He drives. He got it stripped, and Menagha turns over the Tigers. Burton in up the left side. Flips it back. Jetman pops up the three. This one back iron no. Downey rises for the board. Up ahead, Coach Ackerman talking about getting the offense rolling in a quicker pace as well. In the shot clock era, can't take too much time anyway. Villeneuve looking to drive. Lost the handle. Flipped it back to Downey. Downey with the drive. The pull up in the lane. Rolls off the right side. Menagha rebounds. Looking ahead. They get it to Day. Day double teamed. Puts it over his head, and Oberfeld swipes it down. Menagha with 3 turnovers. Here's a lob. Ollie can't finish. Menagha coming back the other way. Into the corner to Day. There's a nice backdoor cut, but Jetman can't handle it. Menagha has 1 missed shot and 4 turnovers here in the first minute 28 of the contest. 2-0. Pine River-Backus in front. Menagha choosing not to go extended full court. Coach Capan said he'll play about 8, maybe 9 guys. Here's Oberfeld. Pull up 3. Got it in. Oberfeld from the right wing. Tigers in a 1-2-2 full court trapping press. Norman, so much length at the top. You know he can cause trouble. Dribbling through it is Lusty. Dumps it down to Skoog. Skoog puts it up off the window a little too strong. Tigers grab the board. Oberfeld rushing up the left side. Little hesitation. Going down, challenging Skoog. Skoog with the block, but a foul is called. Skoog doesn't look too thrilled about that. I'm curious, and it's going to be the body underneath. The block was clean up top. They're going to call him for body contact underneath, and Cole Oberfeld goes to the charity stripe for 2. Devin Kruger here with you tonight. Opening night for the Tigers. Off to a 5-0 start. Oberfeld looking to add to it, and he does with the first free throw. Coach Ackerman has to love the activity on defense so far, creating turnovers. Offensively, Tigers trying to go up to a hot start. Second free throw, a tad strong. Menagha rebounds. Quickly across the line is Lusty. Hesitation. Villeneuve tipped it loose. Lusty collects it. Villeneuve all over him. Hands off to Jetman. Villeneuve drawing him defensively. A lot of switching, and now Tate Norman's going to bump into the backside of Lusty, and the Tigers pick up their first foul. So 1 foul each here in the first 2:20 of the contest. Menagha inbounding. Villeneuve, good pressure. And there's the inbounds nearly stolen away by Ollie. Burton in. Over to Jetman. Jetman working against Norman. Trying to isolate. Skoog with a backdoor cut. It's not there. Day. Shot clock at 8. Day dumps it down to Jetman. Around the screen. Splits 2 defenders. Shot clock at 3. Burton in. Unaware to a backdoor cutting Skoog. And the shot clock goes off. Shot clock violation on the Braves, and the Tigers create yet another turnover. And Coach Capan says, let's talk it over. 30-second timeout taken by the Braves. 15-18 to go in the first half. Pine River-Backus off to a 6-0 start here on your liveevent.com.
Excavating is celebrating 40 years of digging it right. With this milestone year, Schrupp Excavating wants to thank all of their past, current, and future employees and customers. They appreciate all you've done to help Schrupp Excavating become one of the most trusted companies in the Lakes area. For any excavation project, Schrupp Excavating will have your project done right and on time. Serving Pine River, Backus, Pequot Lakes, and all the surrounding communities. Schrupp Excavating, LLC.
Back with you here in Pine River tonight. Pine River-Backus a 6-0 start. Menagha with 5 turnovers. Pine River-Backus defense has been all over it. Offensively, the Tigers haven't looked super smooth. Coach Ackerman talked about wanting to see flow. We haven't seen a lot of that, but here's a drive on the baseline and a finish. And you'll definitely take that. Tate Norman with his second bucket makes it 8-0. Burton in. Lobs over. Menagha trying to solve this press. There's a steal. It's Norman again. Left side, the little fade. Drops it through. And the Tigers fans loving the start here for the opener. Long skip pass to Burtonen. There's Jetman there. Cut right through the middle. Jetman down the right side. Fouls it up with a shot and one. Jetman gets the Braves on the board with a big-time finish. Cole Oberfell with the bump. He'll get the foul, and Jetman is at the free throw line for the and one. Snaps a 10-0 start for the PRB Tigers. Jetman's free throw is true. Gets the three-point play. Tigers quickly into the half court. Oberfell trying to attack on that left side. Goes in. That's a travel. They're going to wave that one off. Pretty easy to see. Took a big step, and then with the spin, Oberfell called for the extra step. First substitution of the evening. Senior Dalton Minion will check in for the Tigers. He'll replace Villeneuve. Be interested to see. Tigers have a fairly big roster. 16 guys. 17 as one senior is out tonight. Here's a drive by Jetman. Jetman, nice feed. Looking for Skoog. Skoog turned towards the basket. He wasn't ready for it. And Menagha throws it away. So I'm curious to see what kind of depth that this Tigers squad has. 7 seniors on their roster here for the 24-25 season. Here's Minion with a drive in. How about Dalton Minion with a finish? Just a few ticks into the game. Minion says, I can contribute. And Menagha to Jetman. 4 minutes into this first half. Tigers jumping out to a big lead at 12-3. Burtonen with a little shake and a drive. Left side. Burtonen cannot finish. Tigers with the rebound. Oberfell pushing. Oberfell right down the middle. A bump and an offensive foul going to be called, and Oberfell picks up his second. Oberfell was trying to get to the side and glance off Lusty, but Lusty did a nice job. He held his ground, and as Oberfell went to the far side, Lusty didn't lean with him. Sometimes when that offensive player makes that move, the defender kind of gets caught trying to move with them, and if Lusty would have, he probably picks up a blocking foul or they make it a no call. Instead, he stood in there, took the shot, and Oberfell's on the bench with 2 fouls as here's another turnover. Number 7 as Minion gets the steal. Here's Villeneuve. Villeneuve with the drive. Villeneuve cannot finish, and we're going to get a foul on the Braves. Looked like the contact or the whistle might have been just a shade late, but there was certainly contact as Talon Villeneuve, the senior, gets a chance at the stripe. 12-3 Tigers. 13:32 on the clock. First free throw short. Tigers are back in action Monday on the road at Swanville for a section matchup. Second free throw, this one in, and Villeneuve is on the board. Norman with 6. Oberfell with 4 to lead the Tigers. Here's Burtonen. Nice cut down the right side. Liam Day with the finish. That's how you break the press. That was well done by the Braves. Tigers right back in the front court. Here's Downey down the lane. Shot up and a foul. I love the response for the Tigers. A great play breaking the press. Tigers get that ball in the court, attack the basket. Downey gets a foul called on Day, and the sophomore Isaiah Downey got some time as a freshman last year as the season went on that varsity level. Worked his way to a starting spot here his sophomore year, and he drops in the first free throw. Lots of basketball throughout the area tonight. Second one down and good. He goes 2 for 2. Tigers 4 for 6 from the charity stripe, and they have a 10-point lead once again at 15-5. Jetman on the right side. Crossover down the lane with the runner just off the left side. Did a great job hopping up as Villeneuve stood. Here's Ollie. Pull up 3. This one too strong. Rebound tapped up again. And it's going to be Minion. It's going to be tipped. It goes off of Burtonen. And the officials are wondering which way to go. The official says he did not see it, and so they're going to go jump ball, and the jump ball possession arrow favors Pine River-Backus. That's the first offensive rebound that we have, because off that shot, tipped up again, and nobody had control. Ollie will inbound it right side corner to Norman. Norman with the drive, with the leaner. Tough shot, gets the roll. Norman with 8, and he is showing some good aggressiveness, attacking the lane, but of course being smart, using that long frame to get a rise above the defender. And now we're going to have a bump and a foul by Isaiah Downey. Downey picks up his first team foul, number 4 on the Tigers here in the first half. 12:33 on the clock. First frame. Here's a drive. This is Lusty, and Lusty gets the foul called on Minion, and Lusty will head to the free throw line. Lusty and Jetman, the 2 and only 2 seniors for Menagha. So the foul is starting to pile up a little bit with this aggressive Tigers defense. First free throw perfect from Lusty, his first point tonight. Makes it 17-6. Second one, short. Rebound tipped, and Minion saves it on the near side to Isaiah Ollie. Tigers pushing it again. Downey down the left side with a nice finish. A quick little low angle touch off the glass. 19-6, Pine River-Backus. Burtonen, pull up, baseline. Beautiful jumper. That's a nice one. That's first for the sophomore Burtonen. Fast tempo first half. Downey going to take the triple. That one way off the mark, and Norman saves it. Going to glance off of Villeneuve, and it's Menagha basketball. First sub coming in for the Braves in tonight's contest. And it's going to be a number I don't have on my roster. I even asked the coaches. I said, anybody missing? So it must just be a number mistake for Menagha. And now we're going to get a hold and a grab, and now that's going to be foul number 6 on Pine River-Backus as Downey picks up his second. Boy, I hate to guess, but just I'm going to go a little bit off the height and whatnot. I'm going to say that's probably Elliot Roth for Menagha, and I'll try to get that at the half. Inbounds to Jetman. Jetman at the top, trying to go down, trying to get it to a cutting Lusty, and it's thrown away. Turnover number 8 on Menagha. Here's a shot. That one banked in for Pine River-Backus. I think that was Norman. He's got 11. I'm trying to figure out who number 25 is for Menagha, and there's a cutting in front. Dalton Minion with another steal. Menagha's 9th turnover. Oberfell back in, and he throws it behind to Villeneuve. Here's Tate Norman on the left side. He's going to take the triple. This one off the left side. And then as the rebound being pulled in by Burtonen, he is fouled by Villeneuve. But 10:56 to go in the first half. And this is one of those things that you play an aggressive defense. It's the first game. You want to see a lot of fire with these guys. But this is where Coach Ackerman has like, guys, they're already in the bonus. We're not even close to halfway through the first half. Timeout taken by Menagha. They're going to take their second 30-second timeout. 10:56 to go in this first half. Pine River-Backus with the good advantage. 21-8 here on YourLiveEvent.com.
On food, fuel, and baits at locally owned Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Station 371 has bait and tackle, quality Cenex gasoline, off-road diesel, and is the only stop with #1 diesel. Make sure to stop by to wash off the sand and salt with their indoor car wash. Open when the temp is at least 26 degrees. They'll hook you up with your fishing. The PRB Boosters are happy to sponsor coverage of the Tigers.
Well, I had a little glitch there. Devin Kruger back with you, 21-8 coming out of the timeout. At the line.
Sam Anderson.
So 25 for Menagha is Sam Anderson. He was not on the varsity boys roster. I asked Corey Capan that, and he said, yep, they're all there. That's what happens sometimes, folks. 21-8 after the free throw missed, and an offensive foul against Pine River-Backus. That's going to be on Norman. That'll be his second. So 8 team fouls now, and you've got Oberfeld, Norman, and Downey all with 2 for the PRB Tigers. Still have a hefty lead here at 21-8. Now I'm looking at the B squad roster for Menagha, and that is not even on that one. Here's a pump fake by Anderson. Pulls up on the baseline. This one a shade too strong. Rebound Oberfeld. Pushing to Norman. Norman firing it down, looking for Ollie, and Skoog jumps in front and taps it out of bounds. So now both offenses lagging a little bit. Menagha's already spent both of their 30-second timeouts for the night's game. Here's Ollie. Pump fake. Dropping it down, looking for Norman. Jetman almost bounced it loose. Norman to Ollie. Top of the key. Deep three on the way. Got it! First bucket of the night for Isaiah Ollie, the junior. 24-8. Pine River-Backus trying to take control in the first half, and now we're going to get a blocking foul as Villeneuve on the near side tried to take the charge. Official's going to rule that he wasn't quite set. Now, you don't have to be completely planted, but they're going to put Jetman on the line. Villeneuve now picks up his second, 9th team foul on Pine River-Backus here in the first half. And Tate Norman has to come off as some contact or something, and Tate Norman's got a little bit of blood they're going to have to take care of. Carter Jetman held to 3 points so far this half. The turnover bug has continued to bite this Menagha Braves team, something Coach Capan had talked about through the first 2 games. They already have 9 here in the first half. I have Pine River-Backus with just 3. Jetman at the line for a 1-and-1. He's 1 for 2 so far. The first one too strong. Rebound tapped up. Offensive rebound. Anderson had it swiped away by Villeneuve. The offensive rebound, but then a turnover. Now Isaiah Ollie spilled on the floor. He gets bumped by Jetman. Jetman picks up his first. That's team foul number 5. Menagha 2 for 5 from the free throw line here in the first half. 10:03 to go. Things have definitely taken a turn towards helter-skelter here for game number 1 for Pine River-Backus. Tate Norman launches it up to Ollie to save the possession. Ollie steps into a deep 3. This one missed everything on the right side, and the rebound out of bounds to Menagha. Tigers, not that there was a lot of great flow, but of course they were scoring. They were driving to the basket, getting the buckets. They're in a little bit of foul trouble, and now a pass kicked by Norman, so we'll reset over here on the near side. Downey is going to come in for Minion. So far, we've seen just 6 players for Pine River-Backus. 4 of those 6 have 2 fouls with 9:42 still going to the first half. Here's an interception by Cole Oberfeld. Down to Downey. Oberfeld with the steal and a beautiful assist. Downey has 6, and the lead is 18 on the other end. Here's a drive, a shot by Lusty. No, left it short. Oberfeld trying to save it into the hands of Jetman. Jetman puts it up and in. That's officially an offensive rebound for Menagha. Makes it 26-10. Jetman with 5. Norman, the drive, right side, and oh, wow. Norman with the bump. They're going to call that offensive foul. I didn't think Lusty was set at all. And now Tate Norman picks up his 3rd personal foul. Pine River-Backus turns it over for the 5th time. Coming in for the first time, senior Grady Mongan. Coach Ackerman not arguing the call a whole lot. I Lusty, I didn't think was really set, but the call goes the way of the Braves. Now here's a long tip and a turnover. Isaiah Ollie underneath, and the Tigers convert again. Ollie with 5. Great job, great pass there by Downey. Jetman up to Burtonen. Drops down to Anderson. Back up top, Burton, quick trigger three. In and out, no. Rebound tapped. Anderson collects at the free throw line. Drops to the corner for Day. Good fast ball movement. Here's the drive by Lusty. The floater left short, and Oberfell rebounds. Oberfell launched it down. Ollie underneath the basket, and he could not keep his foot from hitting the baseline. Turnover on Pine River-Backus. I have 12 for Menagha, 6 for PRB. 8:32 to go, first half. It's 28-10 Tigers. Last year, Menagha won the matchup. Burtonen to the elbow. Pass tipped up and stolen by Downey. And then Downey on the near side, bumped and fouled by Burtonen. That'll be foul number 5 on the Braves here in the first half as a team. Menagha is in the double bonus. Talon Vilno to Ollie. Quick trigger three. This one left short. Oberfell with contact. Launches it up top. Offensive rebound. Here's Vilno for three. That one hard off the glass. And the rebound tracked down on the far side by Mongan. Another offensive rebound. Downey decides to take the three short. Jetman, and he's going to be fouled. That's one of those fouls that can drive you nuts as a coach. Jetman has height. He had position. Not the best decision by Vilno to try to go up over the top, because if an official sees anything that they think is contact in that manner, they're going to blow the whistle. Vilno picks up his third. Tigers will have a substitution after the first free throw by Jetman. Jetman, 5 points tonight. Senior for Menagha, and the first free throw in and out. He's now 1 for 4 from the free throw line. Coming in for the Tigers for the first time, junior Mason Nelson. The Braves bring Skoog back into the contest, and also in for the first time, Matthew Trinan, a 6'2 sophomore. Jetman's second free throw. This one in and out. He is struggling from the free throw line, and Nelson grabs the rebound. PRB stays up 28-10. 7:50 to go here in the opening frame. Devin Kruger with you. Downey thought about a three. Downey has it stripped away by Lusty. Turnover number 7, and then Lusty called for the double dribble as Menagha gives it right back. Tigers are inbound baseline on the left, box formation. Off the inbounds, Ollie thought about three, goes in, leans, gets contact, throws it up, around, and it falls. A wild shot by Isaiah Ollie. Gets the very friendly spin at the home gymnasium and picks up the and one as Lusty commits the foul, his second. First free throw for the junior Ollie tonight. It's up and it's good. Ollie's got 8, 31-10. Tigers. Lusty inside. Skoog missed the first, missed the second. Rebound saved in by PRB. Ollie up into Oberfell. Coach Ackerman talked about these guys just keep running and running. Ollie with the quick trigger three. That one rolls off the front. Menagha clears the glass. Burtonen, and a bump and a foul by Mongan. That'll be his first, and heading to the line for 2 is the sophomore Chance Burtonen. Two free throws coming. And the first one drops through for Burtonen. Second one for Burtonen, little hand jostling in those blocks. He goes 2 for 2. 4 points for the sophomore Burtonen, 31-12 in favor of the Tigers, and they turn it over. Aaron pass right into the hands of Trinan. Menagha has not had a spot in this game, and now they give it right back. Corey Capan with a look of disbelief as a misfire. Lusty trying to find a cutter going down to the basket in Skoog. I was just about to say that Menagha has not had a spot in this game where they've scored back-to-back buckets without the Tigers scoring. Here's Ollie with a drive, flips it back to Oberfeld. Oberfeld to the free throw line. Nice backdoor cut by Mongan. Reverse layup, cannot finish. Beautiful looking play. Everything but the points. Here's Jetman on the other side. Gets some contact and gets the whistle. Jetman will go to the line for 2. Foul will be on Ollie, his first. Well, for the Tigers, putting Jetman at the line isn't such a bad idea so far. Just 1 for 5, and now 1 for 6. And Jetman just kind of beside himself. A lot of the last few have been very close, but he's not finding the bottom on the free throws, and that can be extremely frustrating. Day back in for Menagha, and the second one too long. Jetman missed them both. 31-12, Downey. Looking to drive. Downey puts it up and scores. Downey with the finish. He's got 8. And we're seeing very, very good balance by this Tigers offense. Here's Trinan for a quick three on the other end. He gets the friendly spin. Matthew Trinan buries the first triple of the night for Menagha. It's 33-15, 6:12 to play first half. Oberfeld wants the answer. Back iron unkind. Long rebound to Downey. Downey wants to fire. This one bricks off the back iron. And Skoog grabs it for the Braves. Jetman pushes. Lucy, open lane, right side. Contact, counted and 1. Mongan was late. Lucy beat him to the spot. Lucy with the finish. He'll get the chance for 3. A lead at one point. Let's see, the biggest lead we saw was 21 at 31-10. Menagha trying to shift some momentum here. Burton is going to come in back in for the Braves. In for the Tigers is Jonathan Sjogren, a junior for the first time. Lusty with the and 1 for the Braves. Shot is up by the lefty, and it is good. 33-18. The lead 15 for the Tigers, and they can't afford to get too careless, and they also, again, have plenty of foul issues. Tate Norman on the bench with 3. Oberfeld at the top, fights through a pass. Mongan just able to save it to Downey, and then Downey goes down as there was a scramble for the loose ball. Downey collected it. This is one of those hustle fouls. There's not much you can do about it. Burton will pick it up. That'll be his second. And that is team foul number 7 on the Braves. Lots of fouls in this first half. The Tigers are now at the free throw line. Downey for the 1-and-1. Following the game, stick around for the post-game recap, notes, numbers, and awards. Downey's first free throw, too hard, and Menagha comes back the other way. Here's a drive. Here's a shot. Lusty pushing the issue, and he gets the bucket. Unfortunately, Lusty goes down. He is hurt, and River-Backus calls a timeout as Menagha has cut this 21-point lead to 13 with 5:29 to go in the first half. River-Backus leads 33-20. We've got a break in the action, and we'll be right back here on YourLiveEvent.com.
On Facebook for events and fundraisers. The PRB Boosters could use your help. Be part of great events and fundraisers, all built to give back and present more opportunities for the students of Pine River-Backus schools. For information or to get started, email prboosterclub1.com. Meetings are the first Monday of every month at 6 p.m. at the school. Good luck, Tigers, from the PRB Boosters. The PRB Boosters are happy to sponsor coverage of the Tigers. Like them on Facebook for events and fundraisers. The PRB Boosters could use your help. Be part of great events and fundraisers, all built to give back and present more.
No, don't keep it now. Don't ever cut off a commercial unless I tell you, though. They're the ones paying for this. 33-20, Pine River-Backus and James Lusty with the drive, got the finish, went down, came back up, and then went down again. He was favoring his left foot. They're looking at his left ankle. And he has been a catalyst to this run that Menagha has put together. He's got 6 points, 21-point lead cut to 13. Sjogren will hand off to Downey. Weaving at the top for the PRB Tigers. Oberfell zips it. Here's Sjogren. Wants the three. The high arcer short. And the rebound saved right into Ollie underneath. And he is fouled as he went for the putback. Took a pretty good shot from behind by Jetman. Ollie a little bit slow to get up as Jetman picks up his second. Pine River-Backus led 21-8 at the 10:56 mark. That's when the offense kind of got stagnant. And they hit a couple shots, kept Menagha off the board. It was 31-10. And now it's a 10-2 run by the Braves. First free throw for Ollie is short. Second one is good. So he goes 1 for 2. 34-20. Menagha basketball. Burtonen. And Ollie with the stuff, the steal. Tried to go off the foot of Burtonen. Loose ball, and Menagha retains possession. They reset the shot clock, and I don't know if they really should have, and doesn't matter now as Menagha throws it away. 16 first half turnovers on the Braves. I have the Tigers for 8. Under 5 to play. Ollie to Sjogren. Sjogren to Downey. Again, just a little back and forth, trying to create space to drive. Here's Oberfell. The drive. He gets contact, and he'll go to the free throw line for 2. See what they got on this one. I'm going to guess it's going to be on Day. Nope, it's not. It's going to be on Trinan. That'll be his first. Oberfell 1 for 2 at the free throw line. 4 points tonight. Talked about the balance of the Tigers as Oberfell sets for the first free throw. And it spins out on him. Norman on the bench with 3 fouls. He has 10. 9 for Ollie. 8 for Downey. And 4 for Oberfell. Second free throw for Oberfell. And he left this one short. He goes 0 for 2. Both teams have not been able to take full advantage of the free throw line, that's for sure. Here's Jetman with the drive. Jetman, the left hand, the finish. He's got 7. 34-22. Ollie back the other way. He'll hand it off to Downey. Downey going to step into the 3. That one missed everything. Rebound to Menagha. Tigers have hit just 2 threes in the first half. Here's Jetman in the lane. Puts it up. No. Second chance. Yes. And the Menagha Braves have cut the 21-point lead to 10 with 4:07 to go in the first half. It is a 14-3 run for the visiting Braves. Looking to win back-to-back in the series. Oberfell thought about 3. Now he'll take it, and this one off the left side. And I think if you're Menagha, now we're going to get a foul. And, again, that was not a good decision with the contact so far away from the basket. That'll be number 3 on Oberfell. So now you've got Oberfell, Norman, Villeneuve. 3 starters, all with 3 fouls for the PRB Tigers. And Menagha is using every bit of this to get themselves back into this game. At the line for 2 is Jetman. And the first one is good, and you can sense the relief from the senior as he missed 6 in a row before dropping that one through. And he's definitely feeling his offensive stroke a little bit better now. Subs in for the Tigers as Minion comes in, and for the first time we see senior Waylon Peterson. Second one is good, and that one, nothing but net. The lead is down to 8. A 16-3 run. Tigers needed some offense. Peterson between the circles. Right side to Downey. Downey with the drive, flips it back. Ollie with the drive. Right side, double pump, left it short. Anderson had the rebound, didn't corral it, and now we're going to have a whistle and a jump ball. It will go to the Braves. 3:33 to play in this first half that's been kind of all over the place. Here's a lob pass to Skoog. Skoog looking to drive in the paint, goes high off the window. It's missed. Ollie collects the PRB rebound, and then he is going to be fouled with, again, what I would say not a great decision by Skoog. And we're seeing this on both sides now. You want to be aggressive. You're trying to make a play, but you've got to be smarter. And the coach is going to tell these guys this. You've got to be smarter, and don't be reaching. Don't be making anything of that type of contact all the way down on the other end of the floor. Ollie at the line hits the first. Tigers are in the double bonus, so he was getting 2 either way. Burtonen back in for Menagha, replacing Skoog. He has 2 fouls now. Ollie's second free throw spins out. 1 of 2. Jetman rebounds for the Braves. 35-26 PRB. Very fast-paced, frantic first half. Jetman with the drive, goes up, trying to get contact. Got his own rebound, puts the fadeaway up. That one left short, and the rebound tipped around again. Finally, Minion, and he can't save it. The Tigers are not doing a great job of boxing out. They have a lot of length in their arms. They've got the good wingspans, but you got to get bodies on guys. And that was not happening as Menagha gets another chance here. 2-3 zone defense out of the timeout for the Tigers. Here's Burtonen. Thought about 3. A little shake. Drive left side. And they're going to get contact and a push. They're going to say Downey with his hand in the small of the back gave him a little push. Burtonen is going to go to the line for 2. And Downey gets called for his 3rd foul. So now you've got 4 starters for the PRB Tigers with 3 fouls. We still have 2:56 to play in this first half. Chance Burtonen is at the line. It's double bonus, so 2 free throws on the way. First one short. Nelson will come in and replace Downey. The Tigers have 1 starter on the floor. That's Isaiah Ollie. The other 4 starters on the bench with 3 fouls. Burtonen hits the second. 35-27. It's an 8-point game. 2:54 to go. First half. Devin Kruger here with you on YourLiveEvent.com. You can head to YourLiveEvent.com and see the upcoming broadcast schedule. Kick on the pass by Liam Day. Tigers inbound. Sjogren has it. Ollie to the right side. Sjogren looking for the screen from Nelson. Goes to Minion instead. Nelson trying to get position underneath. Here's Ollie from way downtown. That one left short of the mark. Rebound tapped around. Minion collects it. He lobs it to Peterson. Second chance for the Tigers. Down looking inside, and it's going to be turned over. Turnover number 9 on PRB. Menagha trying to continue to close the gap. Burtonen in the lane. Goes up. Blocked. Rebound, and what a tap in and what a follow by Jetman. He has 13 now, 35-29, the lead down to 6. A 19-4 run. Nelson inside to Minion, double teamed, looking back to Nelson, pass was tipped, Minion underneath, and boy, what an angled shot there, Dalton Minion. That's the first field goal since the Tigers made it 33-12. Here's inside Trinan, off balance, just threw it up. I think he thought there might have been contact, but he was way off balance. Tigers rebound. Sjogren, quick 3, left side, buried it! There is a foul inside, but there's a foul inside. The bucket's going to count, and then they're going to get a push inside on the Tigers, Waylon Peterson. The 3 from Sjogren will count. Ollie on the assist. Tigers back up by double figures, but then as they were getting position underneath for the free throw, they're going to call Peterson for a push. So the bucket will count, and then the foul will go to the other end, and Liam Day, the junior forward, will have 2 free throws for Menagha. 1:33 left here in the first half. Day sets. First one well short. Day with 2 points so far tonight. In for the Tigers for the first time, sophomore Scott Scoville. Here we replace Peterson. A first half that's taken a long time with all the fouls and the turnovers mixed in. 40-30. Here in this first half, 1:27 to go. Here's the weave and handoff. We see a couple of teams in this area that play this, and they'll run this not to take time off the clock because, again, you have the shot clock now. Shot clock's at 15, but you're trying to create a gap to drive to the lane. There's Minion taking it, and Trinan got a piece of it. It's knocked out of bounds, staying with the Tigers. Shot clock is at 11. Ollie will inbound it. Soft toss to Nelson. Ollie for three. Too short. Minion, the rebound. The putback up and in. Minion with 6 off the bench. 42-30. Minute to go. Jetman tried to go behind his back. I think he just flat out lost it. Another Menagha turnover. Ollie gets the call from Ackerman. Ollie, backdoor cut, and it was intercepted by Jetman. The pass was tipped, allowing Jetman to cut in front of Scoble. 38 seconds. Jetman with the drive, goes up, tries to get contact. Nelson stood tall like a tree and took the hit. Rebound, Ollie left side, and we're going to have a call. Are we going to have, let's see, I think both officials were going to call jump ball on that. Jump ball will stay with Pine River-Backus. The two officials, one underneath and the one on the side, both blew the whistle at the same time, and both were saying the same thing, jump ball. Shot clock is off, 25 seconds. Here's a drive. It's Sjogren. Sjogren to the lane, a little contact, and a foul going to be called on Trinan. And the junior Sjogren will head to the line for a pair. During that break, I'm going to count how many fouls total were called on these two teams in the first half, because it has extended this first 18-minute frame. Sjogren's first free throw is short. Halftime report coming up next. We'll recap the first half, go through the stats. Second free throw in, Sjogren with 4. 43-30 PRB. With a lot of starters on the bench, the second crew still working very hard for the Tigers. Menagha had the lead down to 6. The Tigers able to push it back. Jetman has it with 5 on the clock. Jetman pump fakes, defenders go by, buries the 3 with a second to go. And we'll go to halftime. Carter Jetman with his first from beyond the arc makes it a 10-point lead at the break. It's Pine River-Backus 43, Menagha 33. A 21-point lead in the first half, shaved to 6. The Tigers will take the double-digit lead into the locker room. We got the halftime recap coming right up. This is boys basketball on yourliveevent.com.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
I've got a math question for you. When you add tolerance, subtract prejudice, and multiply efforts to treat one another with respect, what do you get? Less division. And school sports have it down to a science. Looking for an example of what can happen when we realize there's more that unites us than divides us? Look no further than high school sports in Minnesota.
This message presented by the Minnesota State High School League and the Minnesota Interscholastic Activities Administrators Association.
Great people, economic viability, a wonderful place to live. Pine River, Backus, and PRB Schools. PRB Schools is a small school district with large district opportunities, providing activities and classes that involve students, making sure every student has everything to be successful. PRB Schools also offers a variety of community ed programs, a great way to learn new skills hands-on with others within the community, making connections with families, being involved with the community, becoming a community family. PRBschools.org. This year, Schrupp Excavating is celebrating 40 years of digging it right. With this milestone year, Schrupp Excavating wants to thank all of their past, current, and future employees and customers. They appreciate all you've done to help Schrupp Excavating become one of the most trusted companies in the Lakes area. For any excavation project, Schrupp Excavating will have your project done right and on time, serving Pine River, Backus, Pequot Lakes, and all the surrounding communities. Schrupp Excavating LLC. Online at schruppexcavating.com.
We welcome you back to Pine River. Devin Kruger here with you. It is halftime boys basketball season opener for Pine River-Backus. Game number 3 all this week for the Menagha Braves. And it was a little wild in the first half. I didn't get a chance to count all the fouls yet. Pine River-Backus started off hot, which is awesome to see if you're a Tigers fan and it's the first game of the year. They were getting shots. They were sharing the ball well, connecting. Tigers shot out to a 10-0 lead in the first 2:45 of the game. Menagha got on the board with a 3-point play, but the Tigers kept extending it. Pine River-Backus built up a quick 21-8 lead 7 minutes into the contest. The lead grew to 21 at 31-10, but in the midst of those runs, the Tigers were piling up the fouls, and they had some of those key contributors in foul trouble where they were either on the bench or they were having to back off a little bit. I say that with a smile on my face because in one way they had to try to kind of hang back so they didn't pick up those extra fouls, but then they ended up getting those fouls anyway. At one point, 4 of the 5 starters were on the bench. In fact, they were 4 out of the 5 starters for Pine River-Backus were on the bench for probably the last 3-4 minutes of the first half because of foul trouble. And for all the struggles that Menagha has had on offense, scoring just 29 points in the opener, 42 points last night, they started to finally find themselves. Tigers were putting up a lot of threes, struggling to connect. They weren't getting the finishes down low. And Menagha was starting to finish, and their big guy, their big gun, Carter Jetman, started to get warmed up a little bit. And James Lusty, he went out with an ankle injury, did not return. We hope he's okay because he had a couple of big buckets as Menagha put together a 19-4 run to cut that 21-point lead to 6. It was 35-29. Then the Tigers got a bucket and a 3 that pushed that lead back into double figures, a little back and forth, and here we are at the half, 43-33. Coach Ackerman talked about wanting to see flow on offense. The Tigers are already back out to warm up for the second half. This whole first half, when you have all those fouls and you have some of those turnovers, it's extremely hard to get any sort of rhythm, and that's kind of what we saw in the first half. But Menagha, I think if they're in the locker room, I think they're feeling pretty good because they know, number one, that they've been able to find some success on offense now. And number two, if I'm Coach Capan in that locker room, I'm saying attack, attack, attack. You've got 4 starters in foul trouble for the Tigers. You want to get those guys back on the bench with their 4th foul as soon as possible. So I really wouldn't be surprised. Menagha doesn't have anybody with more than 2 fouls, and it's not a you're not doing anything wrong. You're just telling your guys, hey, go after them. They're really aggressive. They've been trying to full court pressure. They've been, their hands are everywhere. Get that whistle to pop and put those guys back on the bench. For Pine River-Backus, it's all about being smart, playing within yourself. You can stay aggressive, but you got to move your feet. No reaching. We saw a couple of fouls all the way on the other end of the court after a Menagha rebounder trying to tap a ball loose. Those are the things for the Tigers that cannot continue in the second half, or they could find themselves sitting on that bench with foul trouble. I really like the balance that the Tigers had offensively. We'll get into that when we take a look at the stats. 43-33. It is halftime, season opener for the PRB Tigers. We will break. And we'll take you through those first half numbers when we come back. This is boys basketball on yourliveevent.com.
Restock on food, fuel, and baits at locally owned Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Station 371 has bait and tackle, quality Cenex gasoline, off-road diesel, and is the only stop with #1 diesel. Make sure to stop by to wash off the sand and salt with their indoor car wash, open when the temp is at least 26 degrees. They'll hook you up with your fishing and hunting licenses too. Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Thank you for supporting local business.
Every Wednesday night at 7, watch the YourLiveEvent.com Coaches Show, presented by the Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation. Stay up to date with the latest goings-on in the region, as we'll hear from area coaches in North Dakota and Minnesota, Plus, we'll highlight area high school seniors and their achievements in the classroom and on the court with our Senior Spotlight. That's the YourLiveEvent.com Coaches Show presented by the Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation, Wednesday nights at 7 on YourLiveEvent.com.
The PRB Boosters are happy to sponsor coverage of the Tigers. Like them on Facebook for events and fundraisers. The PRB Boosters could use your help. Be part of great events and fundraisers, all built to give back and present more opportunities for the students of Pine River-Backus schools. For information or to get started, email prboosterclub1.com. Meetings are the first Monday of every month at 6 p.m. at the school. Good luck, Tigers, from the PRB Boosters.
And we are back as the Pine River-Backus Tigers have a 10-point lead over Menagha. It is 43-33 at the break. Minnesota Golden Gopher Volleyball has their season come to a close tonight. They lose to Kentucky in the second round of the NCAA tournament. Final score 3-1 in favor of the Wildcats. 43-33 here. Let's take a look at the first half numbers by my tally. Team stats. Turnovers, I have Menagha with 17, Pine River-Backus with 10. Coach Heckman said there'll probably be more turnovers than I want, but he was hoping that they wouldn't have as much turnover trouble as last year. Well, 10 in the first half with as fast pace as they play. I think that's an okay number. It's not great, but it's you're not harping on it, I don't think. From the rebounding aspect, both teams with 19 and both teams with 6 offensive rebounds, a dead heat in the first half. Both teams have struggled from the free throw line. Pine River-Backus at 50%, hitting 8 of 16. For Menagha, just 9 of 19 in the first half from the free throw line. Individually, Menagha led by Carter Jetman, the senior, with 16 points. Really had a rough start. At one point, missed 6 straight free throws. He ended 3 for 9 from the charity stripe, but 16 points in the first half. 6 for James Lusty, 5 for Chance Burton, 3 apiece for Matthew Trinan and Liam Day. For the PRB Tigers, talked about the balance. Tate Norman, who had to sit a pretty good chunk of that first half because he picked up his 3rd foul, he has 10. Also at 10, Isaiah Awley. You've got 8 for Isaiah Downey. You have 6 off the bench for Dalton Minion. You've got 4 for Jonathan Sjogren, 4 for Cole Oberfeld, who has a couple of steals, and 1 for Talon Vilno. Oberfeld, Norman, Vilno, and Downey, all with 3 fouls in the first half. When we come back, final thought, and we will get to half number 2 as the Pine River-Backus Tigers lead Menagha 43-33 here on YourLiveEvent.com.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ. 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
Back with you here in Pine River. Devin Kruger with you on YourLiveEvent.com. All right, I did the tally, folks. 28 total fouls were called in that first half, which is why it took a long time. 17 on Pine River-Backus. They will have the starting 5 on the floor in Oberfeld, Norman, Vilno, Ollie, and Downey. Menagha with their starters as well. Day, Burton, and Lusty. Excuse me, I got to check that because Lusty went out with an injury. He is not out there. He is still being attended to and looks like they're taping him up. Lusty looks done for the night. Here's a drive by Downey. He can't finish. Oberfeld, offensive rebound, gets the foul, and he'll head to the free throw line. And that's going to be the first Brave with 3 fouls. Wyatt Skoog picks up his 3rd. So unfortunately, Lusty, who was, I feel, a big part of that comeback in the first half and one of just the 2 seniors for the Braves, is on the bench with a taped ankle, and it looks like he is out for the rest of the game. Cole Oberfeld, 1 for 4 from the free throw line in the first half, hits the first one in the second. As coming in for Menagha for the first time, sophomore Mitchell Weaver. He'll replace Skoog, who has the 3 fouls. Oberfeld drops down the second free throw, 45-33, Pine River-Backus. So Anderson got the start in the second half, along with Burton, Jetman, Day, and then Skoog, who just exited. Anderson, after an errant pass, he'll give it to Jetman. 12-point PRB lead. Jetman steps back, pump fakes. Good job by Ollie defensively. And now a pass tipped by Villeneuve. See, and that's one of those, I'm actually kind of not surprised, but Villeneuve's lucky because he was behind, and from the official's angle, kind of lucky he didn't call a foul on him. Menagha has to clean up those turnovers, something that Coach Capan has said they've needed all season. They've struggled with. Shot clock at 8. Here's the drive by Day. Missed everything into the hands of Downey. He'll flip it back to Ollie, who's running the point. Ollie will hand it off to Oberfell. Oberfell going to step inside the arc, puts up the 2 and hits. A quick 4 points to start the second half for Cole Oberfell. He's got 8. And it's 47-33 Tigers. Jetman back the other way, and Ollie gave him a little bit of contact, a little too much. You could see that Ollie was trying to kind of just guide him out of the lane, and the official saying that's too much, and Ollie gets popped for his second personal. They called it on the floor. So instead of Jetman free throws, Menagha inbounds down underneath. Line set up across the free throw line. The inbounds is to Anderson. He has to save it. Burtonen, open 3, got it. First triple for Burtonen tonight. Menagha 0-2 on the season. It's opening night for the Tigers. Menagha won the matchup last year. Could be in for an exciting second half. Here's the Villeneuve. Zips it to the corner. Oberfell with a pump fake. Gets by Weaver, goes in, offensive foul. Oberfell's doesn't like the call, and worse yet, he's kind of hobbled, but there was really no doubt. Jetman was absolutely set, and Oberfell barreled into him. That's number 4 on Oberfell, and he's going to have to exit stage left. Minion will come in. And that's one of those, too, is where you're driving to the basket. If you see that defender and you think he's set, you've got 3 fouls, you're better off just pulling up or changing direction. Here's Jetman off the switch. Jetman with the drive, and he puts it up high over Ollie. Good defense by Ollie. Offensive rebound by Day. Day gets the putback. Lead is 9. Villeneuve driving and a reach, and we're going to get a foul. Not sure if I think that's going to be on Burtonen. If it is, that's number 3 on him, and it is. So now a couple of guys in some early second half foul trouble. Ollie lobs up to Norman. Norman had 10 in the first half. Now he goes in, attacks, no, got his own rebound, put back, no, rebound tapped up, and it's going to be collected by Jetman. Menagha with a chance to cut into the PRB lead again. Here's Burtonen, open for 3. This one missed, and the Tigers catch a break. Ollie rebounds, and here he comes sprinting down the left side. He's going to take the transition 3, and he connects. Ollie with the transition triple, 50-38 PRB, 15:44 on the clock, half number 2. Burtonen, Menagha, motion type offense. There's Jetman, gets the screen. He wants the answer, and this one, no. Good block out that time by Norman. That's something that the Tigers lacked when Menagha made the comeback in the first half, blocking out. Norman looking to drive, pulls up, off balance, rims in and out, rebound on the deck. Menagha had 3 guys there, none of them went after it, and Dalton Minion sneaks in and collects an offensive rebound for the Tigers. That's one of those that Coach Capan not happy about that, and I wouldn't be either. He had 3 guys, and all of them watched the ball. Villeneuve driving in the lane, dumps down Minion. Minion going to go that reverse side, missed it. Minion likes that reverse layup, but that one might have been better served going straight up. Luckily for him and the Tigers, the rebound goes off of Weaver out of bounds. Tigers have 5 offensive rebounds already this half. Ollie in the corner. Good set for the feet. Still misfires, and Minion tracks down the rebound again. Down inside, Ollie. Great pass by Villeneuve. Ollie with the bucket. Timeout. Menagha. With 14:57 to go here in the second half, the Tigers lead back to 14. Menagha takes a break, and we will as well. It's 52-38 Tigers. It's boys basketball on yourliveevent.com.
I've got a math question for you. When you add tolerance, subtract prejudice, and multiply efforts to treat one another with respect, what do you get? Less division. And school sports have it down to a science. Looking for an example of what can happen when we realize there's more that unites us than divides us? Look no further than high school sports in Minnesota.
This message presented by the Minnesota State High School League and the Minnesota Interscholastic Activities Administrators Association.
Devin Kruger back with you. If you like local high school sports, especially for the Lakes area, Pine River-Backus fans, head to rjbroadcasting.com. Check out our winter sports guidebook, full of cool information on the winter sports teams. The printed editions just came out. In fact, I dropped a big stack here at the school, so you can ask for one here as well. Find it at the ticket table, the next event you come and check out. 52-38, PRB extending the full court pressure. First 3 minutes of the second half, not as many whistles as the first half. Tigers staying with the full court press, and there's Dalton Minion again. Minion always racks up hustle points. Whenever I do a Pine River-Backus game, I always notice Dalton Minion and his energy and tenacity. He's guarding the inbounds. Weaver will drop it in to Burtonen. Burtonen working against Ollie. Tigers in the man-to-man. And Jetman, and there's a great dive by Downey. Tipped it loose. Anderson, shot clock at 14. And that's going to be a travel. Liam Day mishandled. That's the first turnover this half on Menagha, so they made it 3 minutes, 25 seconds before committing turnover number 18. Something that is going to be absolutely critical for the Braves if they want to come back in the second half. Norman, the double screen, goes right, spins left, shot short, got his own rebound, putback is in. He's got a dozen now, his first points of the second half. Day zips it back to Burtonen. Burtonen over to Jetman. Jetman with the drive. Jetman up, under, and he is fouled. Downey tried to take, was kind of a charge, and I don't know if he just lost his balance. He ended up on the floor, and then there was contact. So he's going to get hit with the personal. Jetman holding his his right elbow. He's going to go to the free throw line as Downey joins Oberfell as a Tiger starter with 4 fouls on the floor on the game. Downey's staying on the floor. Jetman's first free throw in, out, and back in. Skoog will come back in for the Braves. He'll replace Anderson. Skoog with 3 fouls for Menagha. Downey's going to stay on the floor with his 4th foul. And the second free throw is good. So after missing 6 in a row, Jetman has now made 4 in a row. He's shot 11 free throws already tonight. 54-40. Tigers, Norman with a double team. Weaver knocks it loose, and Weaver hitting the deck. Scramble for the basketball, and Menagha comes away with it. Tate Norman slow to get up, and now Menagha gives it back. A low pass went through the hands of Day. And because play was heading away from Norman towards Menagha's basket, they do keep play going. And as soon as that ball went off of Day out of bounds with the turnover, the whistle and the trainer quickly coming out. And now Tate Norman is coming out of the game. And he's looks like he's got something banged up in his right arm, right wrist area. They're going to take a look at that. And that is not what you want to see for the Tigers fans. Especially game number 1. Sjogren will come in for Norman. 13:50 to go. Bit of a rough and tumble opening night for the Tigers if they have the 14-point lead. Led by as many as 21 in the first half. Sjogren to the left side. Downey going to pull the trigger for 3. This one's short. And Skoog quickly snags the rebound for Menagha. Burtonen on the right side. Burtonen with the drive, flips it back. Weaver wants the triple. This one high off the iron. Offensive rebound by Day, and he will get the roll in. Day with 7. The lead is 12. Isaiah Ollie, top of the key. Sjogren looking for the Vilnau screen. Vilnau at the top. Thought about the 3, drives, looking for the kick. No cutter there for the Tigers. They'll reset. Shot clock at 17. Vilnau between the circles, looking to drive, gets by the defender, puts it up with contact, and he'll go to the line. Vilnau just kind of underhand flipped that shot up as soon as there was some contact. It's going to be on Skoog. That's going to be his 4th. First player for Menagha to collect foul number 4. Talon Villeneuve at the free throw line. First one too strong. Villeneuve with 1 point tonight. Anderson will come in for Skoog. Skoog. Tate Norman is on the bench with ice on his right wrist. Lutzi for Menagha on the bench with his left ankle taped. Second free throw down, 55-42, PRB. Weaver, Burtonen, good switch, and an offensive foul. On a screen away from the ball underneath, they're going to get an illegal screen on Liam Day. That'll be turnover number 3 this half. Both teams have cleaned up the turnovers so far in the second half, but still a very aggressive, fast-paced game. Here's Villeneuve at the top. Lane opens up. Villeneuve shot, underhand, counted and one. And Day picks up a foul on the other end of the floor. Talon Villeneuve coming alive. That's his first field goal of the night. The lead back to 15 and a chance for one more. Villeneuve with the mismatched shoes drops in the free throw. 58-42, Pine River-Backus. Jetman driving, got it swiped away. Dalton Minion, his third steal tonight. Minion down the left side, challenges Anderson and scores. Minion with 8 off the bench, 3 steals, and the Tigers lead back to 18. Timeout, Menagha. That will leave the Braves with only 1 timeout left. 60-42, Pine River-Backus. As we step away, this is boys basketball on YourLiveEvent.com.
Great people, economic viability, a wonderful place to live. Pine River, Backus, and PRB Schools. PRB Schools is a small school district with large district opportunities, providing activities and classes that involve students, making sure every student has everything to be successful. PRB Schools also offers a variety of community ed programs, a great way to learn new skills hands-on with others within the community, making connections with families, being involved with the community, becoming a community family. PRBschools.org.
Devin Kruger back with you. Juster running the controls tonight for us once again on YourLiveEvent.com. Pine River-Backus, 10-point lead at the half after a 21-point lead in the first half was shaved to 6. In the second half, the Tigers trying to pull away with Tate Norman on the bench hurt. 60-42, Pine River-Backus. Tigers continuing the full court press, lots and lots of time. Menagha's run in the first half came from about the 7-minute mark down to about the minute-and-a-half mark. Now Menagha driving, and it's turned over. Burtonen lost the handle. And now that's turnover number 5 this half, number 22 in the contest. Menagha not applying full court pressure. Jonathan Sjogren will bring the ball across the timeline. Here comes Downey. Tigers looking to run that weave at the top again. Can be a time killer, but again, not fully designed, just looking for cracks in the defense. Villeneuve drops down to Minion. Minion underneath. Strong move on the turnaround, and the senior off the bench in double figures with 10. The lead is 20. Burtonen trying to make a move. Kicks it out. Weaver with a high arcing 3. Got it! Mitchell Weaver's first of the night. And a big one that snaps an 8-0 run for the PRB Tigers. 62-45. Tate Norman iced his right wrist, and looks like he's trying to work his way back into the contest. He's going to take a basketball and dribble it, see how good it feels. Villeneuve flips it back to Downey. Looking for a cutter, nothing there. Good job by Villeneuve coming back out as a target, and they're going to call him for the double dribble. I think he brought the ball up and hesitated a little too much. 11:03 on the clock in the second half. 62-45. Day will flip it to Jetman. Jetman with 16 in the first half, and he had a lot of those late in the first half. And now here's a drive by Burton and kind of tangled up and reaching in. Sjogren with the foul. That'll be his first. But Jetman had kind of a big flurry during Menagha's 19-4 run in the first half, and he's off to a slow start in the second half here tonight too. Tate Norman back in for the Tigers. That's good news for them. Ollie will get his first break tonight. Ollie with 5 in this half, 15 for the Tigers. He's leading the way. Very balanced offense. Here's Jetman with the drive against Sjogren. Puts up the high leaner and cannot get the friendly bounce on that one. Villeneuve across the timeline. Nobody comes to get him. Spots up. 3-0. Anderson boards it for Menagha. Jetman working against Norman. Flips it over left side. Burtonen, good pump fake. Burtonen with the drive. Burtonen shot. No, but a foul on Pine River-Backus. They will get this on Sjogren with the hold. That'll be his second. Jetman at the free throw line for shots number 12. That's not Jetman. That's Burtonen. Burtonen was 3 out of 4 from the free throw line in the first half. First one on the way. In, out, and back in. Following tonight's game, we'll have the post-game recap, notes, numbers, and our awards from Enbridge and Pine River Family Market. Second free throw. Down. Got them both. 5 in each half. 10 for the sophomore Burtonen. 62-47. Lots of time left in this one here in Pine River. Villeneuve behind the back. Drives in. Puts up the runner. Off the glass and in. Villeneuve with 7. 6 of them this half. His offense trying to come alive. Burtonen back the other way. A lot of hesitation. Lost his footing. And Villeneuve ends up with the steal. Turnover Menagha. Right side Minion. And he went to attack and he just didn't quite get the pass cleanly. He called for the extra step. Just under 10 on the clock. Tiger girls up at Black Duck tonight. Menagha basketball. Here's Burtonen, a drive and a foul. Now the fouls starting to pile up again. 17 fouls against the Tigers in the first half. They have 6 here in the second half. Bertha Hewitt beat Pillager tonight in girls hoops, 66-36. Minion's going to come out. Oberfell back in at the 9:46 mark with 4 fouls. Off the inbounds. A long pass tipped away. Villeneuve tracks it down, trying to find Norman, and stepping in front, intercepting it was Jetman. Tigers give it back. Here's a drive by Jetman. Sweeps to the left side. Can't finish. Left it short. Rebounding edge in the second half. I have 12-5 in favor of the Tigers. Norman up top. Downey steps into one. Buries the 3. First 3 for Downey. His first points this half. He's got 11. Norman with the assist. Jetman on the other end drives and scores. 69-47, halfway mark of half number 2. And Oberfell traveled. Took the pass on the far side, and they watch that a lot more closely now as he's making the catch. Takes a extra step, takes 2 steps before putting the ball down, and the fans giving the ref a little bit harder time, and he's like, I'll explain it to you. Did it with a smile on his face, and I like that. Here's Burtonen. Dribbled it off of Sjogren's shoe. Sjogren with the steal. Up ahead. Norman with the finish. 69-49. Here's a drive by Jetman. Goes up. Rejected by Norman. Tigers back, and they try to push ahead to Downey, and Oberfell throws it away. Tigers with 7 turnovers this half. Menagha with 8. Menagha sending in Gavin Schreiber for the first time, a 6'2 sophomore. He'll replace Sam Anderson. Liam Day working against Downey. Lost the handle, and we're going to get a foul. Downey unhappy with that. He thought he got the ball. You heard a slap, and it was hard to exactly tell. And Isaiah Downey becomes the first casualty of the night. 8:33 to go. The sophomore Downey finishes with 11 points, and he has fouled out of the game. Grady Mongan will come in as Liam Day goes to the free throw line on the other end. Team foul number 7, so the first of the 1-and-1 opportunities. James Lusty on the bench. His night is over, and now they're going to wave it off. They're going to say Day went across the line before the ball got to the hoop, so no shot on the 1-and-1. They disregarded on the violation, and Pine River-Backus has a basketball. 20-point lead. It was 10 at the half after Menagha shaved a 21-point Tiger lead down to 6. Tigers have grown it back to 20. Tate Norman looking for the biggest lead of the night. Leans in. No, and a foul. Norman will go to the line. Turned in, and Gavin Schreiber stepped up to try to help defend. Was a little bit late. And this is the first trip to the free throw line tonight for Norman. First one on the way. High off the rim. No good. Well, if he makes the second one, it would match the biggest lead that we've seen tonight. Second one on the way, and that one splashes through. 70-49 in favor of the PRB Tigers. 8:19 to go. Jetman held the 4 this half. Pass in the lane, tipped, loose ball. Oberfeld scoops it up, and then there's still a scramble. Diving for it was Day. They're going to pull up the whistle. It's going to be a jump ball, and it's going to stay, or excuse me, it's going to go to Pine River-Backus. Well, it should have. Menagha got the ball to start the second half, didn't they? Oh, it's Menagha basketball, I guess. And now a reach and a hold on Grady Mongan. That'll be his third. And Burtonen's going to go to the line. This will be a 1-and-1. Pequot Lakes girls defeated Southwest Christian tonight, 69-62. Free throw for Burtonen. This one good. He gets the second. Crosby Ironton girls went down and defeated Anoka 74-65 tonight. Second free throw, no, and we're going to get a violation on the Tigers this time. So one of the Tigers jumped into the lane early. So Burtonen will get a second chance at the second free throw. Skoog getting ready to send back in. Second free throw rolls all the way around and out. So it stays 70-50, just under 8 to play in the second half. Mongan up to Ollie. Oberfeld fakes the pass, screen Ollie. Jump past Norman. Norman looking to drive. Norman attacking again. This one rolls off. Rebound tapped up. Ollie goes up to get it. Second chance. Ollie double pump. This one off the right side. And Jetman comes away with it for the Braves. Here's Jetman, the drive, the kick. Day for 3. Air ball. Offensive rebound. Missing off the back iron. On the rebound was Schreiber. Tigers have a, by my count, 16-7 edge on the glass in the second half. Ollie open from deep. This one missed everything, and then Weaver came to block out and stepped on Ollie's foot. And a good job by Weaver. He was going to make sure that Ollie's okay. It's going to be the air ball out of bounds to Menagha. 7:12 to play in this one. Jetman up ahead for Day. 2-on-1. Day drives in, goes to Anderson across the lane, goes right through his hands, and Menagha turns it over. 9 in the second half, 26 in the game. Tigers have 17. Looks like Coach Ackerman potentially getting a wave of players ready to come in. Well, they're all routine players. Here's Oberfeld. Good to take the 3 on the left side. This one too strong. Rebound. Day. Day flips it up to Jetman. Jetman down the middle of the lane. Takes 2 big steps. Left-handed finger roll. That one off the mark. He's struggled tonight. Tigers quickly back the other end. Up ahead. Norman with the flush. Doesn't take much for Tate Norman to get above the rim, and he puts one down in the opener tonight. Day to the right side. Good pass up ahead by Oberfeld to feed Norman. Now Jetman, step back 3. This one missed everything short. Jetman a little slow to get up, and I think the way he stepped down and maybe caught Oberfeld, he's cramping and quickly gets back up. Tigers going to bring Villeneuve back into the contest along with Nelson and Sjogren and they've got Minion and Norman. 6:18 to go, 72-50. Menagha with 1 timeout left. Pine River-Backus has 4. Coach Capan talking with one of the officials, doesn't look too happy. Minion over to Norman. Norman with the pass fake. Looking to take Anderson. Spins to the... He loves that drive the right side, spin left in the lane. Now Villeneuve in traffic. Little stop, dumps it down to Nelson. Nelson tried to flip it to Minion. It was deflected and hit out of bounds. Last touch by Menagha. Menagha 0-2 coming in. Tigers looking to win the opener. Sjogren lobs it way up top for Villeneuve. Shot clock's at 9. Villeneuve behind the back. Tips it over to Nelson. Shot clock at 4. Norman gonna take the 3, and it's back iron, no. And the rebound, Jetman. Jetman trying to get something going. Got it pickpocketed by Villeneuve. Menagha keeps it inside. Day, trouble, handling, goes up, fouled. He'll go to the free throw line. Day for 2. Let's see, they got Mason Nelson on this one, his first. Team foul number 9 on the Tigers. Both teams in action Monday. First free throw for Day, off the mark. Jetman's all the way down on the other end trying to stretch out his left calf. Doesn't want to come out of the game. It cramped up a little bit. Second free throw missed. Nelson grabs the rebound. 72-50 Tigers. Tigers looking for the win on opening night. Nelson inside trying to power up. Puts it in, no. Second chance, yes. Mason Nelson makes it 74-50. On the other end, Anderson with the drive. Puts it up, no. Jetman on the weak side, able to tip it in. Jetman with 22. Villeneuve underneath Nelson, wide open for the layup. Great feed by Villeneuve. Excellent execution on the pick and roll. 4:45 to play. Tigers by 24. Here's Burtonen, and Burtonen a bump and a foul. That'll be on Villeneuve. That'll be his 4th. 2 free throws coming for Chance Burtonen. Burtonen with 11 tonight. He's had several chances at the free throw line. This will be free throws number 9 and 10 for the sophomore. First one left short. Bertha Hewitt back in action on Monday again, so a 3-game week this week, and then Monday, Tuesday next week. Second one down for Burtonen. 76-53. Tigers take their time, crossing the timeline. Norman puts it into gear, goes right side, attacks. Looks like he lost the handle on his way up. Now Minion's there to create a turnover again, and there is Norman getting bumped and fouled. Dalton Minion with 4 steals off the bench. Norman to the free throw line for a pair. They need a towel to wipe off a bunch of sweat on the floor right at the free throw line. Foul was called on Burtonen. That is his 4th. 2 players with 4 fouls for Menagha. Burtonen and Skoog. For Pine River-Backus, Isaiah Downey has fouled out. Oberfell and Villeneuve each have 4. First free throw is down for Norman. Second one on the way. This one off the left side. Skog gets the rebound. 77-53. Here's Burton. Lost the handle, and it's turned over by Menagha. Villeneuve lobbing it. Oh, he's looking for Norman, and Norman put the brakes on, and the pass sailed over the top. Tigers give one back. Jetman on the near side. Jetman looking to drive, goes in. Had a little contact, and I was going to say, boy, if there wasn't a whistle on that, I'd have been surprised. I think it looked like Nelson caught him just with a little bit of the knee, and that's exactly what happened. Nelson was trying to say, I didn't touch him, but I thought it was pretty clear. And Jetman's at the free throw line for 2 more free throws. Free throws number 12 and 13 tonight for the senior Jetman. And the first one's down. Weaver back in for Menagha, in for Pine River-Backus for the first time. We see Keller, Klein, Bauman. Second free throw, got it. Jetman makes it 77-55, 4:02 on the clock. Tigers look like they're in prime position to get win number 1 on the season in game number 1. Coach Ackerman said they were very ready to play someone else. Here's Nelson, drive, count the bucket, and a foul. Skoog has just fouled out of the game as Mason Nelson, the drive and the finish. That's an exclamation point for those Tigers fans. They were loving it. Skoog fouls out with 3:48 to go, did not score. Schreiber will come in for Skoog. And the and one coming for Mason Nelson. Lines it up, buries the free throw. The junior with 7 points off the bench all this half. Jetman back the other way. Biggest lead of the night, 25. Jetman quick 3, no. Rebound pulled down by Liam Day. Kicks it out to Burtonen. Burtonen driving the fadeaway over Sjogren. Missed the left side badly, and the rebound tapped and collected by PRB. Coach Jordan Ackerman says, all right, guys, let's go. Nelson to the corner. Villeneuve with a bump. That's going to be a foul. That's going to be number 5 on Chance Burtonen. And the stellar sophomore for Menagha will take the walk to the bench with 3:23 to go. Had 5 in the first half. Ends with a dozen. And I think Coach Capan is asking, and Burtonen talking to the official. Tigers bring in a whole slew of players. Oberfell is back in. He's got 4 personals. Anderson will come in for Burtonen. First free throw down for Villeneuve. Makes it 81-55. Also in for the Tigers, Reese Trumbull checked in. Grady Mongan came back in. Waylon Peterson came in. Now Isaiah Olley's going to replace Villeneuve. Villeneuve hits both free throws. 82-55. 3:23 to go. Menagha coming back the other way. Here's Jetman. Jetman with the drive. Jetman goes up, cannot finish. He has struggled tonight, and it looks like he's cramping up again. Olley with the rebound. Olley down the right side. Got the bucket with the finish. Olley with 17. And we're going to have a timeout for Menagha. Final timeout for Coach Capan. We will step out. 3:04 to go. Pine River-Backus in prime position to start the year with a win. It's 84-55 Tigers, as we'll be back after this on YourLiveEvent.com.
This year, Schrupp Excavating is celebrating 40 years of digging it right. With this milestone year, Schrupp Excavating wants to thank all of their past, current, and future employees and customers. They appreciate all you've done to help Schrupp Excavating become one of the most trusted companies in the Lakes area. For any excavation project, Schrupp Excavating will have your project done right and on time. serving Pine River, Backus, Pequot Lakes, and all the surrounding communities. Schrupp Excavating LLC. Online at schruppexcavating.com.
Devin Kruger back with you. Pine River-Backus. 84-55. Menagha brought in a new player. Unfortunately, it's another one that I don't have his number on the roster. Whoever's sporting number 13. Might be another Anderson. I saw another, and that's going to be a travel on Menagha. Anderson came in, Sam Anderson sporting 25, and I saw that there was another Anderson on the roster, so it might be 13. Now the Tigers, Ollie tried to get a little cute on the inbounds, trying to find Oberfell on the near sideline, and the Tigers throw it away. 2:53 to go. Tigers still applying the full court pressure. Sam Anderson with it. Brings it across the timeline, and here comes a wholesale group, a line change, if you will, for the Tigers. Now we're going to get a reach, and we're going to get a foul on Isaiah Ollie. That'll be his third. 2:43 to go. He'll exit along with everybody else. Liam Day will go to the free throw line for 2. He's 1 for 4 tonight. And after the first free throw, we'll get the substitutions. First free throw falls short. Menagha will bring in King Roth, 5'8" junior guard. Tigers will send in Eli Vander Ark. Got Gabe Deers. Scott Scoville, number 11. Keller Klein Bauman. As the free throw short, rebound tapped out, and also Xander Mickelson. So 0 for 2 at the free throw line. Pine River-Backus, 2:38 to go. Scoville, he's going to flip it out as they look for Deers. Deers lost the handle, scooped it, and they hand it to Vander Ark. Tigers go down inside. Looking, here's a shot blocked by Schreiber. And the rebound scramble, and we're going to have a whistle. We're going to have a jump ball. It stays with PRB. Roth will come in. He'll replace Day. Day leaves with 7 points. Jetman is off the floor. He finished with 24 for Menagha tonight. And James Lucy was injured. Hopefully he'll be all right. Had his ankle taped. He finished with 6 in the first half. Here's a drive and a kick back. Scoville down to the baseline. Throws it up top for Klein Bauman. Shot clock at 2-1, and that's a shot clock violation on the PRB Tigers. 2:06 remaining in this one. Post-game recap coming up next. Notes, numbers, and awards. Didn't see an update on the PRB girls up at Black Duck tonight. Schreiber looking inside to Sam Anderson. Anderson shot, no good. Rebounded by Mickelson. He'll give it to Scoville. Scoville looking to drive. Scoville lane opens up, and he gets the bucket. Scott Scoville. 1:44 to go. Menagha will start the season 0-3. Here's a drive by Anderson. Nice scoop and score there by Sam Anderson. His first bucket tonight. Tigers a 6-win team last year. They'll avenge Menagha's win. Here's a 3 by Mickelson. Short. And rebound. Fans are ready to explode for one Xander Mickelson, a senior. On the other end, Anderson for a long 2. This one shy of the mark. Final 70 seconds here. Across the timeline. Klein Bauman. Scoville looking to pass, and it's tipped away and stolen by Roth. Roth puts on the brakes. Gives it to Schreiber. Menagha looking to get one more guy in as well. They go up top. Weaver going to step into the 3. Off the mark. Rebound to Menagha. Roth in the baseline. Gets it blocked by Klein Bauman, and the rebound out of bounds, staying with the Braves. Coming in for Menagha to wrap things up. Well, that's another number I don't have on my roster. Also go with Jordy Thomas. And now Mickelson will come out. He gets a bunch of high fives as Peterson comes back in. Inbounds to Weaver. Shot clock at 13. Roth to Thomas. Thomas with the drive and the kick back. Here's Schreiber. Here's Weaver. Weaver, right side wing. 3, short. Rebound, tapped out. Menagha has it again. 25 seconds to go in the contest. Pine River-Backus will get the win. And the right side, here's Anderson. 13 Anderson, and that one is good. 86-60. Tigers will cross the timeline. See if they push it to try to get a bucket here. Kleinbauman try to get a pass inside. It's turned over. Menagha gets the steal. They'll hold on. Buzzer sounds. Game over. Pine River-Backus opens up the 2024-2025 season with an 86-60 rout of the Menagha Braves. We'll recap it right after this here on YourLiveEvent.com.
Restock on food, fuel, and baits at locally owned Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Station 371 has bait and tackle, quality Cenex gasoline, off-road diesel, and is the only stop with #1 diesel. Make sure to stop by to wash off the sand and salt with their indoor car wash, open when the temp is at least 26 degrees. They'll hook you up with your fishing and hunting licenses too. Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Thank you for supporting local business.
Every Wednesday night at 7, watch the YourLiveEvent.com Coaches Show, presented by the Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation. Stay up to date with the latest goings-on in the region, as we'll hear from area coaches in North Dakota and Minnesota. Plus, we'll highlight area high school seniors and their achievements in the classroom and on the court with our Senior Spotlight. That's the YourLiveEvent.com Coaches Show, presented by the Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation, Wednesday nights at 7 on YourLiveEvent.com.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
I've got a math question for you. When you add tolerance, subtract prejudice, and multiply efforts to treat one another with respect, what do you get? Less division. And school sports have it down to a science. Looking for an example of what can happen when we realize there's more that unites us than divides us? Look no further than high school sports in Minnesota.
This message presented by the Minnesota State High School League and the Minnesota Interscholastic Activities Administrators Association.
Great people.
Final score here on YourLiveEvent.com. Pine River-Backus 86, Menagha 60 as the Tigers avenge last year's loss to the Braves and start the year 1-0, sending Menagha to an 0-3 start for the season. Devin Kruger here with you. The first half was pretty helter-skelter and wild. The Tigers built up a 21-point lead, only to have Menagha storm back, thanks in part to foul trouble against the Tigers. Menagha cut it to 6. 21-point lead, shaved it to 6 thanks to a 19-4 run, and it was 35-29. The Tigers were able to get the lead back into double digits just before the half, and at the break, the Tigers led 43-33. I think for Pine River-Backus, it was pretty keen on them, and certainly you could tell that they wanted to come and get that fire back to start the second half. Got a couple of quick buckets to get the lead to 14. Menagha cut it to 9 at 47-38. The Tigers then scored 7 straight points, 54-38 lead, about just over 3 minutes in, and the Tigers really didn't look back. Pushed the lead back up to 20 shortly after that, thanks to an 8-0 spurt, 62-42, and the Tigers cruised from there. Pine River-Backus started the game on a 10-0 run, and they went wire to wire for the win, 86-60. Pine River-Backus gets the win. Looking at the stats for this one, turnovers, Menagha with 17 in the first half. Both teams cleaned it. Well, Menagha cleaned it up a little bit better in the second half. They finished with 29. Tigers finished with 22. There was a pretty good flurry in the last couple minutes when the game was already decided. Rebounding, the Tigers had a 42-36 overall advantage. I had PRB with a 15-13 edge on the offensive glass. Free throws, Tigers did much better in the second half. 8 for 16 in the first half, 8 for 11 in the second half. finishing 16 out of 27. Menagha struggled from the free throw line tonight, shooting just 17 of 32. Individually for the Braves, Carter Jetman finished with 24. He had 16 of those in the first half. Chance Burton finished with a dozen. Liam Day with 7. James Lusty before he got hurt, he had 6. And then 3 points apiece for a few other guys for the Braves. For the Tigers, talked about the balance in the first half. They finished with 4 in double figures, which when you get 86 on the board, that's somewhat expected. Leading the way, Tate Norman. He finished with 18, had 10 in the first half, 17 for Isaiah Ollie, 11 for Isaiah Downey, 10 off the bench with 4 steals for Dalton Minion. Then Cole Oberfeld with 8. He also had 3 steals, 7 for Mason Nelson, all in the second half. 8 for Talon Villeneuve. He ended up with a couple of steals, a couple of assists. 4 points for Jonathan Sjogren, 2 points for Scott Scoville for the Tigers. PRB 86 and Menagha 60. The final here. As we continue, we'll look at post-game interviews and awards when we come back as the Tigers get a big win to open up the season on yourliveevent.com.
Economic viability, a wonderful place to live. Pine River, Backus, and PRB Schools. PRB Schools is a small school district with large.
The PRB Boosters are happy to sponsor coverage of the Tigers. Like them on Facebook for events and fundraisers. The PRB Boosters could use your help. Be part of great events and fundraisers, all built to give back and present more opportunities for the students of Pine River-Backus schools. For information or to get started, email prboosterclub1.com. Meetings are the first Monday of every month at 6 p.m. at the school. Good luck, Tigers, from the PRB Boosters. The PRB Boosters are happy to sponsor coverage of the Tigers. Like them on Facebook for events and fundraisers. The PRB Boosters could use your help. Be part of great events and fundraisers, all built to give back and present more opportunities for the students of Pine River-Backus schools. For information or to get started, email prboosterclub1.com. Meetings are the first Monday of every month at 6 p.m. at the school. Good luck, Tigers, from the PRB Boosters.
Homegrown Local Radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
I've got a math question for you. When you add tolerance, subtract prejudice, and multiply efforts to treat one another with respect, what do you get? Less division. And school sports have it down to a science. Looking for an example of what can happen when we realize there's more that unites us than divides us? Look no further than high school sports in Minnesota.
This message presented by the Minnesota State High School League and the Minnesota Interscholastic Activities Administrators Association.
We are back here on yourliveevent.com. 86-60 victory for the PRB Tigers as they get the win to open up the season against Menagha. We talked to players first with our post-game award winners, and first up is our Pine River Family Market star of the game, brought to you by Pine River Family Market, where you can find it all and still enjoy the local hometown atmosphere. Every Wednesday, gallons of milk are just $2 for $6. Visit them online for curbside pickup or delivery, Pine River Family Market. And tonight's star of the game, go with the junior Isaiah Ollie. First and foremost, Isaiah, you guys had to wait a little longer to start the season.
Yeah,
Coach Ackerman said you guys were itching to play somebody else. How excited were you to finally get out there and get a game?
Oh, super excited. I mean, especially this game. We've been looking forward to this game since last year after we lost a close one to them in Menagha. So, I mean, it just feels good for us to finally play a complete game and really take it to them and beat them by, 26? So, I mean, it just felt really good. It was a good team win, and I hope we can have a lot more of these.
When you look at it from the standpoint of offensively, I loved the balance. How nice was it? How crucial is that going to be for a successful season for the Tigers?
Oh, very, very crucial. I mean, we've talked about it the whole offseason at our summer tournaments, and, I mean, we switched our whole entire offense this year, changing it to more of a kind of grab-and-go style instead of a slow it up, run a set play. And it shows to be working because we're getting quick transition buckets, we're scoring it fast. That's how you win right there.
Defensively, you guys got after it. It caused some foul issues for
Yeah.
a number of your teammates. But talk about the defensive philosophy, what you guys want to bring on that side of the ball each night.
Defense wins ball games. That's just my whole mindset, and I hope everyone else knows that too. I mean, if we can play solid defense for 2 halves, we can beat a lot of teams. And, I mean, it's just so crucial in basketball to just play good defense.
Watching your teammates have to go out because of the foul trouble, was there anything going through your mind of, all right, I've got to really step into the kind of the floor captain role?
Yeah, it sucked. I'm going to be honest. It sucked. I did not like having 3 of our guys be in foul trouble in the first half and have to sit on the bench the whole time, but I knew I had to step up, take control over the game, and just find a way to win, and we did.
After wins were tough to come by, this was a really nice way to start the season for the Tigers. We'll see if that can continue. Isaiah,
sir.
great night tonight. Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
Isaiah Ali, our Pine River Family Market star of the game. And now we're going to flip it over to one of the seniors and our Enbridge I Bring the Energy player of the game. Jordan's going to love this because I said it when you're watching you. Dalton Minion is our energy player of the game. It seems like whenever I have covered the Tigers in whatever sport, you just rack up hustle points left and right. Take us through, your mindset. You're getting your opportunities on the court. What's going through your mind about making the absolute most of every second you have?
Well, I play like I'm only in for. I play as much as I can for as much as I can. I give it 110% every time I'm on that floor, and sometimes it's enough.
A game like tonight, and obviously we talked about the foul issues. Yes, I'm going to ask Coach about those as well, but because you do end up getting more time than maybe you were expecting. So was it something for you that now that kind of sets home the point of always being ready? If your name is called, you got to be absolutely ready to just roll in there and do your thing?
Yes, I would say it does, but we have a lot of good guys on our team this year, so we have got a season coming.
I loved how aggressive you are at attacking the basket, and sometimes when you have an offense like this, and you guys you're looking for that flow. When you're attacking the basket, are you looking for anything particular that tells you now it's go time, or are you kind of in that mode that if you have any opportunity at all, you're attacking the glass?
Well, there's a lot of attacking the basket where you need teammates to draw defense away from you so you can dive into that basket. I like just muscling through everything. I don't have as much skill as the other guys, but with that I can make up for it.
Well, it showed tonight. I really liked it. Part of the reason I picked you for the energy player was your defense. I had you for 4 steals tonight. With this defense, getting after it, it obviously fits your style. You like to be kind of tenacious out there. On that defensive side, for you personally, Dalton, what are some things that you're looking for? What type of chaos do you want to cause for that other team?
All of it.
That's a perfect answer. I love it. I set you up so well for that. Dalton, I truly get so much joy watching how you play and just how, all over, all across, just giving it all. That's part of why I wanted to give you the award. I thought it was a great first night. Huge contribution off the bench. Congratulations on a great night and a great win.
Thank you.
Dalton Minion, our Enbridge I Bring the Energy player of the game for the PRB Tigers. I'm going to hook him up with his award. Don't go anywhere. Come back here, Dalton. We're going to talk with head coach Jordan Ackerman right after this here on YourLiveEvent.com.
Great people, economic viability, a wonderful place to live. Pine River-Backus, and PRB Schools. PRB Schools is a small school district with large district opportunities, providing activities and classes that involve students, making sure every student has everything to be successful. PRB Schools also offers a variety of community ed programs, a great way to learn new skills hands-on with others within the community, making connections with families, being involved with the community, becoming a community family. PRBschools.org. This year, Schrupp Excavating is celebrating 40 years of digging it right. With this milestone year, Schrupp Excavating wants to thank all of their past, current, and future employees and customers. They appreciate all you've done to help Schrupp Excavating become one of the most trusted companies in the Lakes area. For any excavation project, Schrupp Excavating will have your project done right and on time. serving Pine River, Backus, Pequot Lakes, and all the surrounding communities. Schrupp Excavating LLC. Online at schruppexcavating.com.
Restock on food, fuel, and baits at locally owned Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Station 371 has bait and tackle, quality Cenex gasoline, off-road diesel, and is the only stop with #1 diesel. Make sure to stop by to wash off the sand and salt with their indoor car wash, open when the temp is at least 26 degrees. They'll hook you up with your fishing and hunting licenses too. Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Thank you for supporting local business.
86-60, the final. Pine River-Backus with the victory over Menagha. Now joining us, Jordan Ackerman, head coach. 86 points in the opener. Tremendous balance. 4 guys in double figures. One, of course, Dalton Minion off the bench. When we talked, you talked about flow on offense. This game was hard with flow with all the whistles, but your offense came, and boy, you could tell they were ready to put up some points.
They came ready to score the ball, and I loved it in the first half, the way we were attacking the hoop. I didn't think our kickouts were great at all in the game, but I loved the way we were attacking the hoop, and then obviously that led to some foul trouble and some really poor decisions on a lot of players, where they got into the paint, but we didn't kick it out or forced up a shot. But it worked out for us in the end, and I wanted us to play fast, and I thought we played fast most of the game. We had a stretch where we kind of slowed down and got stagnant, but our defense then picked it up. So I'm happy with the pace of the game, and I thought our flow was pretty good. I think now we have some film to watch versus another team, and we can kind of show them, like, here's where we can improve, and just kicking the ball out and finding shooters and stuff. So
Isaiah talked about how it's a different offense this year and not so much set plays. You've been around the game a long time, Jordan, and so am I. So when you're coming into this year and we're talking about the kind of the makeup of the team, was the decision to have a more free-flowing motion-style offense, was that designed and was that decision made based on the skills and the guys that you have?
Yeah, I think a little bit of both, too. As a coach, you're trying to improve. And I study the game quite a bit, watching videos and subscriptions to different basketball and listen to podcasts and just constantly studying. I think it's a little bit of that, of just trying to learn the game and what's best for our players, but also looking at our personnel. I wasn't happy with the way the end of our season ended last year offensively. I felt like we were just too slowed up and too worried about running the play right, and felt like our athletes would do better just, playing together, and they have a ton of options that they can do, and I think we can really show a lot of growth in our offense over the season. I thought we got stagnant and stand around at times too, but I just want them playing without looking over at me all the time, and I'm still going to give them sets, and obviously with different lineups, we're going to slow things down and look to take advantage of our size. I know we stopped and we ran one of our set plays for shooters, and we're just trying to look at the personnel group we have out there, and do we need to slow down? Do we need to go fast? And so it's a little bit of both, I'd say, in the off season, just this players and learning.
I'm getting the sense that for you and for the players, it's going to be, how does the balance come together? How does the balance of let things flow freely, let you guys play your style, play fast, but within a context of, hey, if we need to get certain looks and we know the defense is going to give us good opportunities, you got to be smart enough to make sure you're running a set that allows you that to happen too.
100%. I know that's going to be something we are going to struggle with at times this year too, especially versus good teams. Like, your best players need to get shots, and they're obviously trying to take those shots away. So they're definitely going to be just different things within the games throughout the season too.
Let's flip it to the defensive side. A lot of full court press, very aggressive, very tenacious. I had you forcing 29 turnovers tonight, 17 in that first half where you built up to the big lead, but it did turn into foul trouble. Again, I know that's going to come down to just those teaching moments of making sure feet are moving more than arms and all of the cliched stuff. But what did you like? And then what were a lot of the conversations like with it as the guys started, getting into that foul trouble where you had to bring them on the bench?
Yeah, I didn't want to slow them down. I wanted them to play hard. So I actually am happy that we got in some foul trouble. And, I'd rather them playing hard, and I got to say, well, take it easy, than have to light a fire under them. And we've had a few things in practice, too, where I think we play better in the second half. And I wanted them to play hard in the first half, and I wanted them to be the aggressor. So I'm happy with some of those fouls, honestly. I told Talon on the charge, and on that one, like I like what you're thinking. You're trying to get a charge just to half second late, and there was a couple other little fouls where we had traps and we swatted down, and I liked where we were at, and I liked that they were being aggressive, and I want to be the aggressor on defense. And I think our depth helps. Like when we have depth, it's okay to be more aggressive. That's one of the perks, and you have to take advantage of that. I thought it got other players in the game that did well. John Sjogren came in off the bench and did well. Dalton obviously came in and played well. Mason had a good second half in his short spurt. Grady came in and harassed on defense. Some of those guys off the bench, it gave him opportunities, and at the end of the day, as long as we're up by 1 point, that's what the goal. So hopefully they were all happy they got to play, and everybody got in the game in our first one, which isn't always going to happen. So.
Right. Yeah, and it turns into a really decisive win and a nice win for the Tigers. Avenge a loss from last year. And coming off, we talked in the pregame, coming off a 6-win season, when you have that experience, I'm guessing that those guys that went through a lot of those trials and tribulations, we are already one step closer to beating that this year. They had to be pretty happy as a squad.
They were really excited in the locker room, and it's just fun to see them excited for each other. See, Xander Mickelson, his first games of the year of his life, I think, as far as I know, and he got in there and got a shot up on varsity. He's playing C team, and they're just excited for each other. They're excited to win. They're excited to be playing somebody else, and it's just an exciting time, especially at the beginning of the year, and you want to be 1-0. So
the season's underway now officially for the Tigers. You started off with a great win, Coach. Thanks, of course, for coming up to chat with us, and best of luck next week. We'll see you again soon.
Yeah, thanks for building up our athletes. It's definitely noticed, and we sure appreciate it here at PRB.
You are welcome. Jordan Ackerman for the PRB Tigers. We'll take one more short break. We will wrap it up right after this as the Tigers get the win 86-60 here on YourLiveEvent.com.
Every Wednesday night at 7, watch the YourLiveEvent.com Coaches Show presented by the Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation. Stay up to date with the latest goings-on in the region, as we'll hear from area coaches in North Dakota and Minnesota. Plus, we'll highlight area high school seniors and their achievements in the classroom and on the court with our Senior Spotlight. That's the YourLiveEvent.com Coaches Show presented by the Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation, Wednesday nights at 7 on YourLiveEvent.com.
The PRB Boosters are happy to sponsor coverage of the Tigers. Like them on Facebook for events and fundraisers. The PRB Boosters could use your help. Be part of great events and fundraisers, all built to give back and present more opportunities for the students of Pine River-Backus schools. For information or to get started, email prboosterclub1.com. Meetings are the first Monday of every month at 6 p.m. at the school. Good luck, Tigers, from the PRB Boosters.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
I've got a math question for you. When you add tolerance, subtract prejudice, and multiply efforts to treat one another with respect, what do you get? Less division. And school sports have it down to a science. Looking for an example of what can happen when we realize there's more that unites us than divides us? Look no further than high school sports in Minnesota.
This message presented by the Minnesota State High School League and the Minnesota Interscholastic Activities Administrators Association.
Great people, economic viability, a wonderful place to live. Pine River-Backus, and PRB Schools. PRB Schools is a small school district with large district opportunities, providing activities and classes that involve students, making sure every student has everything to be successful. PRB Schools also offers a variety of community ed programs, a great way to learn new skills hands-on with others within the community, making connections with families, being involved with the community, becoming a community family. PRBschools.org.
We are back to a quick wrap-up here. Devin Kruger with you on yourliveevent.com. Pine River-Backus 1-0 on the season, 86-60 over Menagha as the Braves fall to 0-3. Both teams back in action on Monday. Menagha hosting Bertha Hewitt. The PRB Tigers on the road for a big section matchup at Swanville. You can check out the upcoming broadcast schedule. A couple places for video strictly. You can go to yourliveevent.com. If you want to see the full broadcast schedule for Tigers action, go to rjbroadcasting.com. Want to give a big thanks, of course, to all of our great sponsors and for helping us bring you tonight's coverage. Big thanks to Jester, of course, for running the show throughout the night. And, of course, thanks to everyone for tuning in. I'm Devin Kruger for RJ Broadcasting Incorporated and yourliveevent.com. Tigers win the opener 86-60 over the Menagha Braves. Have a great rest of your Friday, your great weekend. Let's do this again.